Once upon a time, in a beautiful kingdom surrounded by lush forests and sparkling rivers, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Ella. She was the beloved daughter of a wealthy and compassionate merchant. Her mother was a gentle, loving woman who filled Ella's childhood with joy, stories, and songs. But one day, fate took a tragic turn when Ella's mother fell ill and passed away. Both Ella and her father were heartbroken, but found solace in each other. After some time, Ella's father remarried, hoping to bring companionship into their lives and provide Ella with a mother figure. His new wife, Lady Tremaine, had 2 daughters, Anastasia and Drizella, who were as proud and selfish as their mother. A changing reality. At first, Ella tried to build a bond with her stepmother and stepsisters, but Lady Tremaine grew jealous of Ella's beauty and grace. When Ella's father suddenly passed away during a business trip, Lady Tremaine seized control of the household and turned Ella into a servant. She forced her to live in the attic and do all the housework. Despite the hardships, Ella remained kind and resilient. She befriended the mice and birds living in the attic, treating them as her family. Her stepmother and stepsisters mockingly nicknamed her Cinderella because she was often covered in soot and ash from the chimney. Shh, the royal invitation. One day, an announcement echoed through the kingdom. The king was hosting a grand ball to find a bride for the prince. All the eligible maidens were invited. Lady Tremaine and her daughters were thrilled, and Cinderella secretly dreamed of attending the ball too. However, her stepmother ridiculed her dreams and forbade her from going. Determined, Cinderella found her late mother's gown and began altering it with the help of her animal friends. But when Lady Tremaine saw Cinderella wearing the dress, she ordered her daughters to tear it apart. Heartbroken, Cinderella ran to the garden and wept. A magical moment. As Cinderella's tears flowed, a warm golden light surrounded her. A kind, elderly woman appeared and said, "Don't cry, my dear. I am your fairy godmother, and you shall go to the ball tonight." With a wave of her wand, she transformed a pumpkin into a magnificent carriage, the mice into horses, and a lizard into a coachman. Then she turned Cinderella's tattered clothes into a dazzling silver gown, complete with sparkling glass slippers. "Remember," warned the fairy godmother, "the magic will fade at midnight." The royal ball. When Cinderella arrived at the palace, everyone was captivated by her beauty. The prince was immediately drawn to her, and they danced together all evening. For the first time, Cinderella felt true happiness. As the clock neared midnight, Cinderella remembered the fairy godmother's warning. She fled the palace, leaving the prince bewildered and desperate to know her identity. In her haste, she left behind one glass slipper on the palace steps. The search for the glass slipper. The next day, the prince declared he would marry the girl whose foot fit the glass slipper. The royal messengers traveled to every corner of the kingdom, trying the slipper on every maiden. When they reached Cinderella's house, Lady Tremaine locked her in the attic, but Cinderella's mouse friends stole the key and freed her. She arrived just as Anastasia and Drizella were failing to fit into the slipper. Cinderella asked to try it on. Despite Lady Tremaine's protests, the messenger agreed. The slipper fit her perfectly, and she revealed the other slipper as well, confirming her identity. A happy ending. The prince was overjoyed and proposed to Cinderella, who accepted. Their wedding was celebrated with great splendor, and the entire kingdom rejoiced. Cinderella forgave her stepmother and stepsisters and ruled the kingdom with justice and kindness. She and the prince lived happily ever after, their love becoming a timeless legend. This story beautifully illustrates the power of hope, patience, and kindness.